So we're going to see how to deal with a vowel that's super long, or if your word is more than zero point 0.5 or zero point 0.6 seconds, which you shouldn't have a window bigger than. Okay, so here I have a really drawn out pronunciation of seam.
Seam.
Okay, so what you need to do first is you need to annotate it. Okay, annotate it to a text grid. You can't insert boundaries without a text grid. So whether or not you're taking a screenshot and labeling the intervals, you do need to do a text grid just to insert the boundaries to establish the length of the different segments. Okay, so then let's open them together. Okay, and so the vowel, this looks like the vowel, right? And before that is the fricative and after the nasal. So it's long, right?
Seam.
Okay, so what you're going to do is you don't actually need the whole vowel in the window at a single time. So we just need to establish where the vowel ends and where it begins and where it ends. Okay, so if we highlight this little window, in there it looks like we're getting the beginning of the vowel. So we have that highlighted, and let's click selection. Okay, and we can see clearly where it begins. So if you can get your windows down to 0.2 seconds, that's obviously better than 0.5 or 0.6, but certainly the full 1 second plus of the vowel was too long. Okay, so if we put our boundary there, is that about where the articulation of the vowel begins? That sounds pretty good to me. So let's add that interval. Okay, so now it's marked and it'll be there, and we can zoom back out. Okay, and now we look for we're looking for the end of the vowel. Now we've established where the beginning of it is with that boundary. So it looks like down there is where the vowel transitions into the nasal. So that's where we'll need to mark the end of the articulation of the vowel. So now we zoom into that selection. So this is hard to tell because the vowel is nasalized this close to the vowel. So let's zoom out a little bit more. And at the end of the vowel, it doesn't really sound like a tense E anymore. It sounds closer to an I. But so here, let's go there. And so even though the vowel before the nasal is nasalized, it's still a vowel. So we can see the formants of the vowel there. So let's put our other boundary here. It's interval, not boundary, right? So, and let's zoom back out. Okay, and so in doing this, we bracketed the edges of the vowel, and we didn't need to have the whole vowel in the window at a single time. So if you have a really long segment, it doesn't, being able to look at it all at the same time isn't really important. All that you need to be able to do is mark off the beginning and the end of it, and there's a way to do that in Prot without focusing on the whole sound at once. You can just look at the beginning and the end of it, and then you can have a more fine-grained measurement of the length of the vowel because you're able to zoom in to a window that shows a big difference in the speech signal. Where we can see a little bit more clearly where does the vowel end and where does the following segment begin. Okay.
Seam.
Okay, so that'll do
Seam.
for that vowel. Okay.